Hi guys, I am back again. Crap. That light is like right in my face. I have to not look around that because I just seriously looked right in the eye. So I'm like looking at a screen, but I'm not actually seeing what I'm seeing because I'm seeing spots. I just was here, so yeah, I feel weird, but I should always treat every video like it is the first time you are ever seeing me. So, hi, welcome. Join us in our fun. Today is not, well, this video is not a squishy video. It is because I am doing so many with this countdown to the new year, and people are, what? I can't say Vlogmas. It just does not, it's not a word that rolls off my tongue very well. Yeah, there's a few of those. That one just doesn't, it just doesn't roll off my tongue. So yeah, we're gonna do New Year. I'm gonna shoot for those extra however many days. I lose track because my daughter's birthday is the 29th. So it's kind of a big blur right there around, like, once you hit Christmas, then you get a big blur. Anyway, these are some things that I made. Oh, darn it. What did I do with that? I made these a while back. I got on a little kick where I did it. I get on these craft kicks where I will do the same thing like for a while. That's why I have so much painted glass. I haven't actually done it in quite a while because I have so much of it, and maybe I could sell it if I would actually post it online, but there's just so much of it. It's very overwhelming. Very, very, very overwhelming trying to list, like, yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, these things I never actually got to where I would consider them sellable. I love them, but I've tried everything to seal them. And when I say, I mean everything, every type of glue or sealant that's out there, I probably used. And yet they still leak. And I've seen online where there's like tutorials to make these things where, oh yeah, use super glue. No, sorry, super glue does not work. Just doesn't. I tried it. I tried that in conjunction with many other things. Very frustrating experience, but I still love them even if some of them do leak more than others, because some of the sealants did work better than others, so some of them are better. But yeah, it's really strange. So you probably saw a kick with the whole sensory bottles, or people make them. I looked them up as an idea for a timeout bottle for my, I think at the time she was 3 maybe, yeah, timeouts. That didn't work out real well, kind of hard to time it out, I don't know. And I didn't want her holding a slippery bottle that was baby oil and water, anyway. But anyway, all of these bottles I get either at the dollar store, like the actual dollar store where everything is $1, or at the thrift stores, because I'm a thrift store junkie. And so some of the more interesting bottles, I think, yes, definitely came from the thrift store. But my favorite one that's actually sometimes hard to find at the dollar stores is this shape. I'm gonna wait this out because I did have them shook up earlier, so some of them are a little slick on the outside. I was really playing with different ratios of glitter and water and baby oil and colors and different consistencies. This one's been kind of sitting. I stirred it up a couple days ago, but I like this one because even though they're slick, I can put my finger through it and not worry about it, and shake it up, not worry about it flying off into oblivion. And then as it settles, of course, let's see if I can get this one. As it settles, you'll see, you can watch the big blob move. Some of them, like this one, is cool. That's that one. Got a few here. That was actually my favorite shape bottle from the store. So I have quite a few. This one, the pink, I believe, I don't think I dyed this one. I think that actually came from the glitter that I used. But when you shake it up, you are incorporating all that baby oil into the glitter mass, so then it will behave in interesting ways. Like I said, depending on the ratios that I used and the glitters that I use, some of them are cooler than others, obviously. Here's one. I think they look cool even after they've settled. I did a whole series of photography. I have a lot more photography listed on other pages. I do a lot of abstract and floral type photography that's not necessarily on my regular Instagram, but when I made these, I did a whole series of photographs on them as well. Unfortunately, that one needs to be shook up a little more. Like I said, because some of the sealants don't work as well as others, some of them have lost some of their volume. So they don't have the same effects that they did when I initially made them. So I'm not as happy with them now, obviously. I was like, this one used to be a bit better, but as you can see, even sitting, it is somehow escaped through several layers of different types of glues. It still goes, but even as you sit and watch it, you can watch things fall. Like it'll like over time and it'll drip down. No, this one was one where I was experimenting with, because in order to dye the baby oil colors, you have to use a oil-based type dye. So they have stuff that you use for candles, if you're in candle making, to dye your candles. And that's the type of dye I use to dye the baby oil, because the oil's always sitting on top and the water's on the bottom. This one, prior to mixing, when it's had a chance to settle. I had so much fun making these, but it was a time that was like I was covered in baby oil and glitter all the time. It was definitely, this is one that I like because when it's all shook up, it basically fills the whole thing. And as it sits there, the bubbles inside pop, and so it's constantly changing as you watch it. Let's see. Ooh, one of the others that I have in that shape, where I did the same effect, where I dyed the water red and the oil blue, and then it has glitter. This one leaks a little bit more than some of the other ones, which is not good. I don't like shaking baby oil around the house. Now these are fun because you have the added benefit of having it turn purple, and then get the glitter that goes in there. And as the two separate, and because, like I said before, when you shake it up, you're incorporating the baby oil into the glitter, not the water. So that's all baby oil in there. So as the bubbles pop, they are blue bubbles that pop, not red. Kind of see it. Obviously, you can kind of tell this color scheme there, but I was also one that mixed as well. And then my last one of that shape is actually my favorite. And this one glows in the dark. Is UV reactive, so super glows under black light, but it does also glow in the dark. But this is one I've not been able to obtain this consistency and result of kind of just like the floating bulbs. I don't know if you can see that in the thing, but it stays like that regardless of whether or not it has been shook up or not. This one has a different kind of sealant on it. And again, still stuff leaves. And this one, even with what has escaped out the top somehow, it hasn't lost that consistency in there. So I think I may have added the water to the glitter first, because typically I saturate the glitter in order with the oil in order to avoid the water barrier thing that happens when you get things like glitter wet. Air actually surrounds it, so it doesn't actually get it wet. As you can see, when they're all mixed up, it's, come on, focus there. This is by far one of my absolute favorites. But yeah, I really wish that I would be able to like recreate some of these, but I don't write down things. So yeah, just don't know. I experimented with a whole bunch of different like shaped bottles. This is one that I've got that I like. The glitter in here is actually yellow, and because when you mix it in, the oil is what goes in there, it turns it into green. Being as old as some of these are, and that I haven't treated the water has marked up on some of them because anything that was impure in the inside of the bottle or on the outside of any of the glitter or any of the things add into it, or the funnels that you use, have passed on to the water and then being untreated are able to sit. That's why when you buy snow globes and things, that is not just water, it's treated with stuff to keep that from happening. That's why these homemade bottles don't tend to last as long. Here's the one I did in a little salt shaker. I liked the little tiny ones. Goes in there, you shake it up and it'll sit there. And they move and then the glitter just kind of moves around. They're nice to have sitting down. This is another absolute favorite of mine. If I could find more bottles like this, I would be all over it. But again, thrift store prices. I don't buy retail. Yeah, if I funded all of my like hobbies and things using retail pricing, holy crap, wow. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. This one actually is one of the better steals. But I like it that even if it doesn't, when you mix it in, it basically just increases the volume of the blob. It doesn't do like some of the other shapes, because the shape of your bottle has a lot to do with it as well. I just think it looks cool because it also glows in the dark. Again, it's blacklight reactive, but I can't really show that here. I've got still pictures of it, but definitely one of my favorites. Then this was a cool one that I found. This was an old maple syrup bottle that I got at the thrift store. And here it's been sitting. I don't know if this one actually sealed or not, because the type of cap that's on it, I don't think I tried to seal it the way that I did the other ones, because it actually maintains a relatively good seal because it's not a cork. But then once it's mixed up, I mean, and if you're a Canadian who doesn't want, I'm not Canadian, but I freaking love maple, like, I could live off of maple syrup. That's, I could, like, maple syrup is the, oh, yum. But it, like, real maple syrup, not like fake maple syrup. Real, actual maple syrup. But yeah, that's not the only thing Canada's good for, but that's one of the things that they are good for. Maple syrup, and they put it in such pretty reusable bottles. Because remember, it is reduce, reuse, and then recycle. So if you can reuse it for anything, by all means do. It's your best bet. If you had to use it for something, it's odds are you can find a secondary use for it. I can find like 5 different uses for pretty much anything. But that's just me. Then my absolute, oh wait, no, I forgot about this one because I have one I'm saving for the last. And this one is one of the larger versions that I made. This one is from the Dollar Tree, to dollar bottle. I liked these because these are more on the might say envelope, like a lava lamp. These are more the ratio you're looking for if you're looking for one of the like the timeout bottles per se. Because when you shake them up, they do very careful shaking these things up because they're glass. They're slippery because they like are leaking somewhat. But these are nice because they will sit there and they separate out. They're not so thick. The glitter on these might more hang. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's much cooler in person. Nothing ever translates as well. But this one seems to be translating pretty well right now. I'm liking that. But last, oh, I keep saying last, but then I see another one that's not last. This one is that type of bottle, but smaller. And this is how I know that the other one I did not dye the water, because I did not dye the water in this one at all. And it is obviously come off of the red glitter. This was my Christmas themed one. And at this point it has leaked down to where it is now only filled to here. And when these things are filled, they're filled to about here. And see how shiny my hands are. That's why you have to be careful. And why these things are really pretty much sit on a shelf. They're not something I play with anymore. There's only a few that like I display because they're just awesome. But this was my Christmas themed one. Obviously we got the red and the silver and the green because I'm not a fan of gold. Really don't know why. Do this in a way so you can like pick up the best parts of it. I had several more this size that my friend kind of stole and or not stole but reclaimed. They have been at her office ever since. But yeah, those were pretty cool. I had an orange one and a pink one. I don't remember. But now here's my absolute ultimate favorite. And I have yet to be able to find another one of these bottles at a thrift store. And yeah, I wish I could. Because with this one I did blue baby oil with water with pink glitter. So when it sits and has time to settle, it settles in nice layers, which I really enjoy. Needs to hear on it, but let's see if I can mix this without letting it fly off into the other room. That would be very, very, very bad. Alright, so then when we are all mixed up, it is a beautiful purple as the nice blue oil has mixed with the pink. And then, because of the wonderful shape of this bottle, let's see if I can get this to show up well on camera. At the best, because this is, if I could recreate one, this would be the one that I would want to recreate, because this one sits out on display on my bookshelf in my library because it's one that I love, and I've been sitting on my foot and it is now officially asleep, and it is not a happy feeling right now. But anyway, yes, that is all the ones actually that I was gonna pull out. Yeah, I wasn't gonna pull this one out. I don't remember how well this one was, but this was one where I tried even doing a nail polish dip type seal in addition to acrylic seal. And I mean, I I tried every single thing that you could pause. I think outside the box, man, when I'm trying to accomplish a craft, when I have it in my head as a way I want it to be. Boring. Boring. That's why I didn't like it. Yeah. Some of them did. They turned out really boring. I liked the concept behind this one, but again, it did not turn out well because of the really terrible ceiling. But it was another one that I did with the red and the blue, and I used a lot of the stars in there with the glitter. But I did a couple where I tried the concept of doing the blue and the red. But unfortunately, they do not make the prettiest purple. And I didn't shake that one quite so viciously because my munchkin is sleeping in her nap. And I'm sitting on the same floor that her bed is sitting on, even though it's in the next room. And when I zhuzh the whole house, that's when she wakes up. And yeah, nope. I'm not ready for that yet. Ready to go and have some fun. I get out very rarely. Very, very, very rarely. So I'm looking forward to going and having some fun tonight. So I hope everybody else is having fun and enjoying their weekend. And don't stress out too much over Christmas. It's really not that big of a deal. Kids are really going to be happy with whatever you give them. They really are. It may seem like they have to have this and they have to have that, but ultimately, and if they're not, yeah, you're better off anyway giving them something that they're not happy with, because then you know what they need to work on. Hopefully they need to work. Presents are not what's important. It is the love. Yeah, that sounds super cheesy, but in reality, that's what it is. Because when I think back to my childhood and I try to remember, even one, toy that was something I got for Christmas that was so influential, or something that made that big of a deal, that was that integral, that there's just not any, I remember other things about those Christmases. That's not what they're going to remember anyway. They're going to remember what's important. They're not going to remember that one so many years ago, Tickle Me Elmo. That was before I had kids, and I would look at people, oh my God, wow, no, that's insane. But yeah, good luck if you want a certain toy. Totally off topic, but anyway. Enjoy your weekend, have fun, but again, don't get stressed out trying to go Christmas shopping. It's really not worth it. It's not worth it. They will still love you. They will love you, and they will love it. And so yeah, enjoy.